Spirit Sports Consultants presents
NFL Week 11, our picks for all games got a few great matchups, starting off with the Thursday, ending with the Monday night. Should be a good week. Let's start with Thursday night's Bengals at the Ravens. Both of these teams coming off tough defeats. The Bengals game against the Texans, really the Texans exposed the Bengals defense. And we think defense is the difference here. You look at these offenses, they're pretty evenly matched. You might give a slight nod to the Bengals, but the Ravens defense is far superior, and we think that's going to be the difference here. We like the Ravens 28-17. We think Lamar bounces back. That was a tough defeat at the hands of the Browns. We like him here. Cowboys at the Panthers, and the Panthers struggled against the Bears, only generating 6 offensive points. They scored 7 on special teams. We think the Bryce Young's troubles continue against the Dallas Cowboy pass rush. We do like the Carolina Panthers pass defense. We think that might slow down Dak a little bit, keep the scoring down. Look at a potential under on this play, but we think the Cowboys are still too much. We like them here 24-14 on the road at Carolina. Steelers at the Browns, 2 tough defenses, opportunistic offense. We think the Browns have a little bit more on offense, plus a more all-around better defense. We think the Steelers have the great pass rush. If Deshaun can avoid that, maybe get the running game going, we think that it's going to be a pretty solid Browns win, 24-14 at home, and a little bit of a revenge game to an earlier loss. Bears at the Lions. Lions that impressive win against the Chargers on the road. Bears look pretty good at home against Carolina. Of course, Carolina is not exactly dominant this season. We think the Lions are going to take this one 31-17, but watch the Bears. If Justin Fields is healthy, look for a resurgence. Their pass defense has improved. Their rush defense is solid, but we think it'll take a few more games. Chargers at the Packers, both teams coming off tough defeats. We think the Chargers' pass defense is going to continue to be their Achilles heel. We love their offense, but if you can't stop anybody, and we think that with especially if Jair Alexander comes back for the Packers, the cornerback All-Pro, we think the Packers should be able to take the Chargers here, especially at home on grass. If there's any kind of inclement weather, that won't bode well for the Chargers. And before we continue, if you would, just join our channel. And if you like this video or find it useful, like it and then subscribe. We provide weekly NFL picks, highlights, and sports travel. Thank you. Cardinals at the Texans, and if the season ended today, the Texans would be in the playoffs. Who would have seen that when the season started? Cardinals, you got Kyler Murray back, looked pretty good in that victory over the Falcons. Texans with that victory on the road against the Bengals could be a little bit of a letdown for them. We don't think so, though. We like them here 31-17 over the visiting Cardinals as they continue their playoff push. Titans at the Jaguars, tough AFC South divisional matchup. Both teams off terrible losses yesterday. I mean, the 49ers just embarrassed the Jaguars at home. Duval, you should be ashamed of your team. But we think the Jaguars bounce back here. We think it's always a tough fight between these two. We think the Jaguars have more, especially on their pass defense. I think they should be able to shut down Will Levis. And we think Trevor Lawrence has a bounce back game. Take the Jags here. Raiders at the Dolphins. The Raiders look fantastic the past 2 games, but going against the weaker New York teams who aren't having their best seasons. Then going back on the road to face the Dolphins. Dolphins coming off a bye, re-energized. Raiders have a surprisingly good pass defense. I think they should slow down the Dolphins a little bit, but the Dolphins' pass defense has gotten better with Jalen Ramsey coming back. I like the Fins here, 35-24. Giants at the Commanders, and we thought the Commanders looked great yesterday, even in a loss at Seattle. It's a tough place to play. The crowd's nuts. I think they bounce back here against the poor Giants having an awful season. I think they win it here 27-14 behind Sam Howell on that offense. Tampa Bay at San Francisco, and Tampa Bay has looked good in the past 2 games. They almost beat the Texans in Houston, just took care of the Titans at home, but San Francisco looks like they're back. And we actually went back and watched the game against Cincinnati, and Brock Purdy should have been playing that game. He was clearly off. He's now back to form. Deebo Samuel's back. This is a potential Super Bowl team, guys. Sorry, Lions and Eagles fans. Watch out for the Niners. We like them here 28-20 over the Bucs. Jets at the Bills in this rematch of the Week 1 upset. We think Josh Allen comes back into form. The Jets always give him trouble, but we think that was a real weird game Week 1 with Aaron Rodgers being injured, knocked out with the Achilles. Rainy day, kind of ugly. I think the Bills bounce back here 24-17. We do have some concerns of their defense. We don't think the Jets' offense is a threat. Take the Bills here. Seahawks at the LA Rams, and I'll conditionally make a pick here. This comes down to whether Matthew Stafford plays or not. If Stafford plays, we're going to go with the Rams. If he does not, don't play this one because we just don't know what the Rams have with their backup quarterback. They waived Brett Rippon. But for now, we're going to go with the Rams 24-21. I'll tell you why. The Rams have covered the past 3 games against the Seahawks, including our Week 1 upset, which is one of our upset plays Week 1. We like them here at home 24-21. Vikings at the Broncos, and we have this matchup as almost a statistical tie. So we're going to go with the home team here, Broncos being that it's mile-high home field advantage. I think Josh Dobbs might come down a little bit. He's had 2 phenomenal games. We think that Russell Wilson, Sean Payton, and that crew finally have turned it around. They're not a playoff team yet, but they're going in the right direction. And finally, the Monday night game, the Super Bowl rematch, Eagles at the Chiefs. Both teams unbelievably great offenses this year. Really, in our opinion, it comes down to who plays the best defense. And surprisingly, if you look at the numbers, the Chiefs are significantly better, especially against the pass. I think if they can slow down Jalen Hurts and make them run and then put up points themselves, we think they're going to take this one rather easily. 27-17 at home against the Eagles. We wanted to pick the Eagles here, but the Chiefs' numbers are just better.
That's all for this time. Thank you for joining. Please subscribe to our channel, and we look forward to sharing our future videos with you.